Good morning. Okay, there we go. Good morning. My name is Kiri, and I'm a white woman with long brown hair wearing a black shirt. I'm the chair of the worship committee, and I'm happy to serve as worship associate this morning and call us to worship with these words. With our searching souls and our broken hearts, let us seek refuge and renewal in this place. Let the noises of the world fall silent in this hour, and let the stillness find us and carve out space for us to hear more clearly the call of grace and love. Let us nurture gratitude together in community, not to deny our griefs or the world's suffering, but to more fully appreciate the ordinary miracles that the universe offers in abundance, the brilliant colors of autumn, the dependability of sunrise, the gift that is each and every one of us. Come, let us worship. A flaming chalice has been one symbol of Unitarian Universalism for many decades, a symbol of hope, of reason, of the spark of the divine that shines in all of us. We join our siblings in faith each Sunday by lighting our chalice here in the sanctuary. For those of us joining online, we invite you to light a flame wherever you are, as we kindle our flame. We light this chalice knowing we can hold sadness and gratitude in the same hand, knowing that even in the depths of sorrow and grief, there is love shining in and through us. Knowing with love at the center, we are connected to all life. And now we will rise in body or spirit for one of my favorite songs, number 123 in the gray hymnal, Spirit of Life.
Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Urbana-Champaign. We are people of many ages, histories, genders, bodies, identities, and beliefs who are connected by a shared commitment to our mission to build community, seek inspiration, promote justice, and find peace. My name is Cindy Ingold, and my pronouns are she, her. I am a white middle-aged woman with a sage green sweater on. I have brown hair to my shoulders with bangs. I'm also a member of the worship committee, and I have the privilege of being your worship leader today. If you are a visitor today, we bid you a special welcome and invite you to complete a connection card if you'd like to learn more about the life of the church and be added to our weekly newsletter. And if you're joining us via our live stream, please say hello in the YouTube chat and know that you too are welcome this morning. Please look around at the color-coded lanyards of your neighbors and be aware and respectful of others' needs and boundaries. We are a congregation of all ages, which means we embrace all the noises and little interruptions our kids can bring into a Sunday morning. As always, People of any age are invited to grab a coloring pack from the box just outside the door if you want to keep your hands busy. And if you need more space to stretch, wiggle around, or just make a bathroom trip, you can also go anytime across the entryway into Fellowship Hall, where the service is being live streamed. Kids of all ages are welcome to stay here for the entirety of our service. We do, however, have a nursery available for our little ones 4 and under if families feel that is a better choice. And our Faith Development Sunday morning classes are open to kids 5 and up. We'll release kids and volunteers to their classrooms after our time for all ages, which is a special time for all ages today. And now I invite you to bid each other welcome this morning by turning to a neighbor or writing in the YouTube chat and say hello. I'll ring our chime and end our time of, I'll ring our chime to begin and end our time of communal welcoming. Thank you. Thank you for those lively greetings. Everyone is welcome to keep those conversations flowing immediately after the service in Fellowship Hall. And we have potluck today because we are voting for our shared offerings for next year. So a little different for the food this time. Don't worry if you didn't bring any food. I know we had a new member come and say, I didn't bring any food. It's like, we don't expect you to bring food if you're just here for the first time. So now I invite Beth and Sue Stock up for our special Time for All Ages.
Actually, you can I'll just do it, okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Sue Stock. I use she, her pronouns. I'm a white woman with grayish, brownish, blondish hair, wearing a blue sweater. And I have the privilege of working with Reverend Beth and Alyssa in our Pathways to Membership classes. In October, we had the pleasure of leading our most recent Pathways class, and we had 14 people sign the membership book on that day, officially joining our congregation. Additionally, we had some folks who had previously taken the Pathways classes sign the book more recently, bringing the total number of new members since May to 16. I know. We joyously welcome the gifts of their presence and widen our circle of community to welcome them among us. Their names will very soon be on the screen. Please. There they are. If they're present today, we invite them to come forward. We have a few gifts. We have a gift of a book. Come on. Come on up. We have a gift of a book and a rose to nurture curiosity and their search for meaning, and to nurture their flourishing commitment to our covenantal faith and shared mission. So come on up. And Beth, should we just have people come up behind? Yeah.
You look so much taller up here.
and we have a blessing. Congregation, you'll find the blessing on your order of service and again, hopefully on the screen. UUC members, please rise and body your spirit and join me in saying aloud the bolded words. So as members, we will say, we, the members of the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Urbana-Champaign, welcome you into our community with open hearts. We offer to you not just welcome, but belonging. May you find with us a place of both comfort and challenge, a place where your spirit can both rest and grow, a place where you are known and can transform more fully into who you wish to be. We promise to enter into covenant with you and to commit collectively to living our mission. And now our new members, we invite you to read aloud your promise.
We, the newest members of the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Urbana-Champaign, thank you for this welcome. We thank you for creating a community that our spirits can now call home, for creating work that calls us to deeper justice and love, for creating connections that make space for our differences. We affirm our commitment to the mission of this church and to enter into covenant with you.
And all together? Together we will build community, seek inspiration, promote justice, and find peace. Welcome to our newest members.
And with that, that was our time for all ages, everybody, because we're all wholeheartedly grateful for every person who contributes their time and talents and energy to this congregation. But that also means it's time for our kids and faith development volunteers to head on down to their classrooms for their time together of faith development. So we'll make some space. They are joyfully running out of the room. That is the correct response, young humans. Go, fly away. And as they head out, I'll invite Kiri to come on up for our time for joys and sorrows.
Each week, we practice spiritual generosity by making space for the joys and sorrows we carry with us whenever we gather. We begin this practice with an embodied ritual of singing a blessing song, and today you'll be invited forward to come forward during that song to drop a stone for a sorrow or a petal for a joy in our shared bowls of water. You are invited to use our joys and sorrows cards to submit a joy or sorrow, or you can do so online at joysandsorrows@uucuc.org, and we will share those aloud later in the service. If you need a joy and sorrow card and there aren't any in your pew, raise your hand and one of the ushers will bring you one. We trust that this act of sharing lightens our burdens and increases our joys, even if just for this hour. I invite you to come forward if you are moved to do so as we sing, May the Longtime Sun.
As we
We live our mission at this congregation by connecting day to day and week to week through the opportunities both within and beyond our walls. We invite you to subscribe to and read our weekly e-news to stay up to date on all of the activities offered through our Faith Development Program and our Congregational Life and Social Action Councils. This morning, I want to highlight a few things. Be sure to join us in Fellowship Hall for our potluck and annual vote for the shared offering partners next year. We are hosting, in collaboration with United Pride, the annual Trans Day of Remembrance Vigil this Thursday, November 20th at 6 p.m. here in the sanctuary. All are welcome. Join us next Sunday, November 23rd, for our all-ages meal-making kit, one of several responses our congregation is taking to address food insecurity, especially in response to the ongoing government refusal to fully fund SNAP. And join Reverend Beth and the Interfaith Alliance of Champaign County next Sunday at 3 p.m. at the Spurlock Museum for the annual Interfaith Grateful Gathering. The program, whose theme is home, will feature CU Sings, student art winners, and testimony from Habitat for Humanity. All are welcome. Read more details about these and other events in our e-news, and check out the full calendar of events in Rome. Each Sunday, in recognition of our very real interdependence and reliance on each other, we pass the plate and share our offerings with an organization doing the work of justice in the world. Our shared offering partner for November is Advocates for Trans Equality, which fights for the legal and political rights of transgender people in America. Advocates for Trans Equality was founded in 2024 as the National Center for Transgender Equality and Transgender Legal Defense and Education Fund, two longtime champions for the trans community, merged together as one organization. They build on their successes to boldly imagine a world where trans people live joyfully and without barriers. In a time of increased extremism against trans people and our allies, protecting and expanding our freedom to be who we are has never been more important. You can give through Realm and via the online portal on our website, or if you are here in the sanctuary, the basket will be passed and checks can be made out to UUC, and in the memo put shared offering. Half of all non-pledged donations will go towards sustaining the work of this church, and the other half will go directly to our shared offering partner. The ushers will come forward as our offertory music begins, and we invite you to give whatever is generous for you. This is also the time to submit a written joy or sorrow. Our generosity comes in many forms, and we're grateful for all the ways we each give to this community. We'll now make space for our spiritual generosity and share our joys and sorrows. If you still have a card to pass forward, please feel free to share that now. I don't know that I can read the name, but to be mindful of both my joyful and sorrowful thoughts and emotions. This is from Jenna Baylor. My spouse Katie's father is in the hospital after a fall. We have a strained and complicated relationship with him, so this is a confusing time. This is from Ruth, Gracie, and Eleanor. It's a joy that we are friends after many years. And then they wrote love, and there's a little sun and some hearts. My friend Richard died on Monday, but also a joy. I accompanied my brother as he reflected on a lifetime of loving relationship, personally, at work and in community. I'm grateful for mentors who taught dying is a stage of life, longing or expression. I could listen. Sorrow. I miss him. This is a joy from Aaron. So excited to see 4 members of UU Magic, I think, officially join our congregation, as well as the 10 others. Yay to new growth. This is from Reverend Beth. I'm holding grief and gratitude for the hundreds of people who protested the inhuman conditions at the ICE Detention Center in Broadville, Illinois on Friday. Many UU friends and colleagues were there, and one of them was arrested. I pray for all those still in prison. This is from Beth Simpson. My deep sorrow for Julia Hartman, who suddenly passed at age 45. We love her. And I know there were a couple that came in online. Lindsay Sharp also, the Urbana music community has lost one of its most beautiful voices with the death of Julia Hartman last week. She is deeply missed. And then finally, a joy from Katie and Brandon Goslin. It's Miles's birthday. Yay! Our COVID baby turns 5 today. We love his creativity, empathy, and silliness. Here's to another wonderful year. For all we've spoken aloud and all we carry silently in our hearts, we say thank you for making space together in this community.
Well, this is going to be a shorter service than I thought, but that's good. We can all go out and start our voting. So, as I said, my name is Cindy Ingold, and I'm a member of the worship committee. Last August, I led a service called Listening to the Universe, or as I jokingly called it, How I Survived My Sabbatical from Hell. I realized that was problematic because, after all, I was standing up there talking to you about the 9 months where I didn't have to go to work every day. And that was a real privilege. As a university faculty member, that is one of the privileges I have. But it was just a period in my life where things did not go as I'd hoped. As I've talked to many of you in the congregation since, the universe had other plans. I was sick during much of that time. I had to miss vacations or trips that I'd planned. I got very little work done. When you're on sabbatical, you are supposed to be doing some work. But the biggest event that impacted me during that time was the death of my best friend, Dee. This service is a reflection on the gift of her friendship. I met Dee in 1970 when I was 10 and she was 9. I don't remember the specifics of how we met, but I do remember cheering on the little basketball team at Deer Park School where we went, going to slumber parties with other 11 and 12-year-old girls, and playing with Barbies. We did play with Barbie dolls, and one of the Barbie dolls is up here that we played with in her stylish 60s outfit. She is from the 1960s, so maybe she's worth something, I don't know. I also remember a lot of laughter and laughing, because even at a young age, Dee had a great sense of humor, and she could make me laugh like no one else. In 1974, we started high school, and I have to say high school was fun. Since Dee and I had gone to a small country school, we made new friends in high school. And by the 10th grade, there was a group of 8 of us who hung around together at lunch or after school or on Friday evenings in our little town in Ottawa, driving around, going to the Pizza Hut and whatever else you do in a small town. We talked about boys, we complained about our teachers, we talked about how awful the cramps would get when we had our periods. You know, just the things teenage girls talk about. Dee and I even had several classes together, including French. Now, we were both really good students during our high school and college years, but the French class, in French, we actually got a bad grade for our deportment. Our teacher caught us passing notes, which, you know, happens. When explaining to my parents why I got this grade, I said, well, at least the notes were in French, which they were, and I think I still have some of those notes to this day. During our high school years, our love of Monty Python, which we had discovered when we were 11 or 12, grew. Even up to the last years of her life, Dee or I would quote a line from Monty Python like, "Pining for the fjords," or "There's a penguin on the telly," and we would both descend into fits of laughter. And then there were the Beatles. We both were big fans in high school. We even went to 3 Beatles conventions in Chicago, 3 summers in a row. Dee remained a fan. I became, and still am, a Beatlemaniac. We saw Paul McCartney together once. We saw Ringo Starr twice, once in Chicago and once here in Champaign. And we enjoyed the Cirque du Soleil Beatles show called Love in Las Vegas in November of 2022. And that was the last vacation I had with my friend. It was also during high school that Dee came up with the phrase, for she and I, our minds were attuned to the same iceberg. And I thought that had to be a Monty Python line, but I've not been able to find any references to that show. So I'm pretty sure that was just Dee's own sense of humor that she came up with that phrase. It was her own special way of saying, I love you, and we are connected. In our 20s and 30s, we did not see each other as often as we had growing up. We were both establishing careers, moving to another state. I moved to Pennsylvania in 1987, trying out marriage and then getting divorced. But we were always there for each other. After my divorce in 1998, I was talking to Dee on the phone one evening and feeling rather blah. Dee suggested we take a trip together. And I said, sure, but where do you want to go? Dee said, how about Key West? And so we both flew to Miami, rented a convertible, and drove down the highway, and that was one of the most fun trips I've had. And a photo from that trip, it's up on the podium today. In March 2002, I moved back to Illinois, where Dee had remained. After her divorce, she met a wonderful man named Paul, and they were married in May 2002, soon after I returned to Illinois. That year also marked the beginning of 21 years of frequent visits to Paul and Dee's house in West Dundee, Illinois. I visited whenever I could, and I was really a member of the family. I usually celebrated Thanksgiving and Christmas with them, and in the summers, we enjoyed wonderful backyard barbecues and lots of walks in nearby forest preserves. While all these times were special, I have to say I had the most fun with Dee and Paul, just sitting around in their kitchen making dinner together, listening to music, and almost always having a gin and tonic. After dinner, we would retire to the couch to watch music videos, movies, clips from Monty Python or 2.5 Men or The Big Bang Theory. We laughed and laughed, and I always felt so much happier after those visits. It wasn't just the laughter that made these visits so special. It was the fact that I could always be myself with Dee. Silly, confused, stubborn, mad, grumpy, didn't matter. There was never any judgment. And it's such a rare thing to find someone where you can be your total self. And that was a great gift that Dee gave me. In September 2020, Paul called me and said Dee had been diagnosed with ovarian cancer. So began her journey of trying to win that battle against cancer. I'd spent a lot of time with her and Paul during those years of illness. At one point, the disease went into remission, but then it returned in the winter of 2022. And even during that trip to Las Vegas that we took in November of 2022, I could tell she was really struggling. During the spring of 2023, when I was on my sabbatical from work, it seemed that I was sick all the time. From February through May, I suffered with various ailments. And I've always wondered why I was sick all that time. And now I think maybe I was just channeling Dee's suffering and pain, because it was during those months that she was dying. At the end of June, I got a text from Dee's husband, Paul, saying, "Please come up." I threw things in a suitcase and drove the 3 hours to be with Dee in her hospital room. At this point, she couldn't talk, but I think she knew I was there, and I think she was glad I was there. I held her hand and just talked to her. I talked about so many things, going back to grade school when we played with Barbies, up to our recent trip to Las Vegas, our shared love of Monty Python, silly, stupid things that we'd done in high school and never told our parents. I had endless things to talk about because we had shared so much during our 53-year friendship. Dee died on July 7th, 2023, and I actually saw her take her last breath. It was heartbreaking, of course, but it was also a profoundly beautiful, really indescribable experience. To this day, I still am not sure if I've uncovered all the feelings I have having been with her at her death. And perhaps someday I'll do a service about that. I do know that I'm not as scared of dying as I once was. So I chose today to do this service because tomorrow would be Dee's 65th birthday. I would love to have her still here and go up and have a gin and tonic with her and celebrate her day. But over the last 2.5 years since she's been gone, I've realized how lucky I was to have this funny, smart, joyful, no-nonsense person as my friend. And I am so grateful for her life and her friendship. Because even in my sadness, it was a blessed gift from the universe to be able to share 53 years of my life with this remarkable woman. I love you, Dee, and our minds will always be attuned to the same iceberg. So, thank you. So now please join us for our closing hymn, which is Blue Boat Home, I think. I'm not sure what number it is. Oh, 1064. Thank you, Michael. So please join me for our closing extinguishing words, our words for our chalice extinguishing. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Blessed be. Michael didn't know he had to do that song until this morning, so thank you.